Hello friends, welcome to Financial Secrets from Investopedia. Today's topic is on risk management. Okay. Risk management helps cut down losses. It also helps protect a trader's account from losing all of his or her money. The risk occurs when the trader suffers a loss, but if it can be managed, the trader can open him or herself up to making money in the market. It is essential but often overlooked prerequisite to successful active trading. After all, a trader who has generated substantial profits can lose it all in just one or two bad trades without a proper risk management trading strategy. So, how do you develop the best techniques to curb the risks of market? This article will discuss some simple strategies that can be used to protect your trading profits. Key takeaways are: trading can be exciting and even profitable if you are able to stay focused, do due diligence, and keep emotions at bay. Still, the best traders need to incorporate risk management practices to prevent losses from getting out of control. Having a strategic and objective approach to cutting losses through stop orders, profit taking, and protective puts is a smart way to stay in the game. Planning your trades. A Chinese military general, Sun Tzu, famously said, "Every battle is won before it is fought." This phrase implies that planning and strategy, not the battles, win wars. Similarly, successful traders commonly quote the phrase, "Plan the trade and trade the plan." Just like in war, planning ahead can often mean the difference between success and failure. First, make sure your broker is right for frequent trading. Some brokers caters to customers who trade frequently. They charge high commissions and don't offer the right analytical tools for active traders. Stop loss SL and take profit TP. SL and TP points represent two key ways in which traders can plan ahead when trading. Successful traders know what price they are willing to pay and at what price they are willing to sell. They can then measure the resulting returns against the probability of the stock hitting their goals. If the adjusted return is high enough, they execute the trade. Okay. Consider the 1% rule. A lot of day traders follow what's called the 1% rule. Basically, this rule of thumb suggests that you should never put more than 1% of your capital or your trading account into a single trade. So, if you have $10,000 in your trading account, your position in any given instrument shouldn't be more than $100. This strategy is common for traders who have accounts of less than $1 lakh. Some even go as high as 2% if they can afford it. Many traders whose accounts have higher balances may choose to go with a lower percentage. That's because as the size of your account increases, so too does the position. The best way to keep your losses in check is to keep the rule below 2%. anymore, and you will be risking a substantial amount of your trading account. Setting stop loss and take profit points. A stop loss point is the price at which a trader will sell a stock and take a loss on the trade. This often happens when a trade does not pan out the way a trader hoped. The points are designed to prevent the "it will come back" mentality and limit losses before they escalate. For example, if a stock breaks below a key support level, traders often sell as soon as possible. On the other hand, a take profit point is the price at which a trader will sell a stock and take a profit on the trade. This is when additional upside is limited given the risks. For example, if a stock is approaching a key resistance level after a large move upward, traders may want to sell before a period of consolidation takes place. How to more effectively set stop loss points. Setting stop loss and take profit point is often done using technical analysis, but fundamental analysis can also play a key role in timing. Another way to place stop loss or take profit levels is on support or resistance trend lines. This can be drawn by connecting previous highs or lows that occurred on significant above average volume. Like with moving averages, the key is determining levels at which the price reacts to the trend lines and, of course, on high volumes. When setting these points, here are some key considerations. Use longer-term moving averages for more volatile stocks to reduce the chance that a meaningless price swings will trigger a stop loss order to be executed. Adjust the moving averages to match target price ranges. For example, longer targets should use longer moving averages to reduce the number of signals generated. Stop losses should not be closer than 1.5 times the current high to low range volatility, as it is too likely to get executed without reason. Adjust the stop loss according to the market's volatility. If the stock price isn't moving too much, then the stop loss points can be tightened. Use known fundamental events such as earnings releases as key time periods to be in or out of trade, as volatility and uncertainty can rise. Okay guys, enjoy.